Greetings, salutations, and voila! Welcome to the Original Media Man Music Reviews channel. I'm your host, John F. Allen. Today I will be reviewing Head Hunters, the 12th studio album by acclaimed jazz pianist, keyboardist, and composer Herbie Hancock. This album was released by Columbia Records on October 26th of 1973. This is a must listen for anyone into jazz, fusion, or funk music in general. I highly recommend this album to anyone watching this video. Note, all of the musicians, with the exception of Harvey Mason, play multiple instruments on this album. Another fun fact about Harvey Mason, he is now 1/4 of the smooth jazz supergroup Foreplay, which is my favorite smooth jazz group of all time. Musicians also featured on this album, along with Herbie Hancock, include Benny Maupin, tenor sax, soprano sax, bass clarinet, and alto flute; Paul Jackson, bass guitar and other instruments; Harvey Mason, drums; Bill Summers, cabasa, congas, log drum, tambourine, and other instruments. He also played the beer bottle on Watermelon Man. And of course, Herbie Hancock on keyboards and synthesizers. Hancock and the collaborators mentioned would later go on to be known as the jazz fusion band called the Head Hunters. Ironic, since that is the title of this album. Side 1, Chameleon. The synthesizer intro is catchy in and of itself, and when the drums begin and the keyboard bass line are layered in, I feel myself being blown away. However, when the horn starts, stick a fork in me, baby, because I am done. This is a dynamic, harmonic, and hypnotic, heavily layered track that I could never grow tired of listening to. Then there's the trippy, high voltage, psychedelic synthesized crescendo, which leads to the funky, smooth wind down of tight keyboards and drums. Then, right before the track ends, the tempo picks back up, strong sax play. This track is what I'd imagine to be a tablet of acid for your ears. I don't do drugs, but I'm just imagining. I give this track a grade of 9 LPs. Watermelon Man. As a kid, I can remember listening to this track and loving it because of the sounds, especially in the intro. The woodwinds and beer bottles set the scene of a rainforest in my mind. Then, when the keyboards and synthesizers start and tempo speeds up, it captures all of my attention. For me, this track is more about the sounds than the feelings. But the feelings I get from listening, however, are rhythmic joy. The instrumentation is extremely layered in this track. I give it a grade of 9 LPs. Side 2, Slide. At first, this track winds me up like a top and spins me with a trippy, melodic web of strong horns, rhythmic drums, and light psychedelic keyboards. It's almost like a film soundtrack of that era. Then, about a quarter of the way into the track, the tempo takes off like a rocket. I mean, these cats were jamming so fast and hard, I got high just listening. This track does a lot, and each change in tempo was like listening to about 3 different tracks. And each one was great in and of its own right, but coming together, woo! The whole is definitely greater than the sum of its parts. I give this track a grade of 9 LPs. Vein Melter. This is the most mellow track on the album, and while it almost doesn't really fit with the marathon or jazzy funk we got from the tracks which preceded it, it holds its own, and I think it ends the album nicely. I found myself very reflective while I was listening to this track. It served to show me the flip side of these musicians playing on the opposite side of the coin. It's a very meditative sounding track. I give this a grade of 9 LPs. Now I'm going to run down my favorite tracks on the album in order. Number 1, Chameleon. Number 2, Watermelon Man. Number 3, Sly. And number 4, Vein Melter. I enjoyed this album more than I can adequately describe, which is why I rate it 10 LPs. Each track is a masterpiece as its own entity, but in its entirety, this album is a classic. Well, that about wraps up this review of Herbie Hancock's Head Hunters. Please drop a comment in the comments section and let me know your thoughts and rating of this album. Also, be sure to like and subscribe in order to catch all of my latest videos as they're released. Thanks for watching, and peace. If you like classic R&B, classic rock, classic soul, and other classic genres, then G-Spot's Music Room on Facebook is the place to be. Share your favorite classics with other members. Share info on local music concerts and events in your area. And let the community know what you're currently jamming to. Also, be sure to mingle and interact with those in the community, comprised of music lovers just like you. Cheers, and keep listening. Be sure to check out the best social media community dedicated to nerds of a certain age, 40 and over, although all over 18 are welcome. OG Nerds members are encouraged to share articles or links on their favorite topics such as animation, anime, artwork, books, comics, manga, movies, music, sports, TV shows, tech, writing, video games, and more. Be sure to visit us on Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay nerdy, my friends.